to welcome you to this session. Let me first begin spearheading this activity called Techpedia.in. Now, this is a unique portal which today has more than 100,000 projects done by final year technology engineering students from all over the country. The idea was to prevent repetition. Why is it that such a huge country like India doesn't have a portal where students who are entering the final years have an idea of what work has gone on before them? So this is the challenge that Hiranmay took up, and I'm very proud to say that this is one activity which has grown the fastest in the last 3 to 4 years. It's also my pleasure to introduce one of the great supporters of this activity, Dr. Akshay Agrawal, the Vice Chancellor of the Gujarat Technological University based here at Ahmedabad. Hiranmay, would you like to introduce?
Yes. Madam. Yeah, it's a great pleasure for us to have Dr. Agrawal and Madam here. Actually, the session has specially designed 2 hours, 1 hour for the presentations and all. We have invited few young friends, students, because they are the catalyst in this mission. So we'll take their brief presentations also, how they have made their impact in the process. So I think we'll go for 10 minutes presentation. Ma'am will prefer oral presentation or something. So then we'll have a discussion, and at the end of the day, Dr. Agrawal was really seen this initiative in a very different angle and initiated many steps to implement in Gujarat. He will take his sharing that what are the challenges we face in creating open innovation platforms in India, especially in the university and even polytechnic level. So he had been in the University of Windsor before he joined as the Vice Chancellor of GTU, and he has been actively involved in the innovation value chain of Honeybee Network and other activities, so he knows the detailed process. Madam's background is in design and others, so I think we thought when we went through the innovation journey of Techpedia, innovation, some goals in Gujarat, design was a critical aspect which we are missing, because we felt that the solution that the students and professors are designing and the users demand, I think there is a gray area in between which needs a lot of thinking and reinventing the process. So we'll have a very interactive session after the presentations, and at the end of the day we want to take care of some inputs what you may be from your background and suggest us, and this could be a policy guidelines for the other universities, because after we initiated this exercise involving all the students, now Punjab, Maharashtra and other states have also started taking such measures. So I think that's what I wanted to share. Professor Vijay Selchan will also be there. He knows right from the beginning of the process, and Professor Gupta is just now. So should we just start with a brief introduction of Techpedia, because she will be new. Okay.
I would welcome once again on the personal behalf, because other session will also start. Professor Agrawal is a leader with a difference. There are many institutions, many vice chancellors I have met, but he's of its own class, because he believes that every second, every minute, every penny, every resource, every gram of resource, material or otherwise, should be used to make our children more curious, more committed, more compassionate, more collaborative. And all these 4 qualities that he has tried to instill among the students have shown remarkable results, something which has not happened in the last 65 years in a concerted manner that has happened in GTU. We are very grateful to be a small part of this journey as a trustee, as a Techpedia initiative, and Hiranmay will make a small presentation with the permission of the chair. And I will only say that this is a session where we want to really understand and get more ideas from the audience, from the participants, as to how to make it more productive, more useful, and what are the next milestones in this journey that we should pay attention to. We are very weak in many respects. Design. Material libraries are not there at the portal at the moment. The fabricator's library is not there, directory is not there at the portal. There are a lot of weaknesses that we have. We will share them. And how to bring pharmacy projects, how to bring agricultural projects, how to bring medical science projects, how to bring biotechnology projects, on which we have to do a lot of more work. I'm sure they will share.
There are 2 teams of students also. They have come.
Yeah, so
I'll just start with one brief exercise that I'll show you here. Uh, the, the process of Techpedia started in a very unique way. For the example, I will show you. Everybody is talking about energy and all this stuff nowadays. So the question was, India is having a vast full of technology students, professors, universities, and spend a lot of resources every year for R&D innovations. But the challenge was, when a student or when a professor or when an innovator is designing something or innovating something, if you don't know what has been done before and how it has been done before, up to what extent it has been done before, there is a possibility that he will reinvent the wheel. So initially there was no common open source platform where people can access information and know what are the segments of innovation, up to what extent they have been done in which places. So for example, classic cases I took solar because in the energy sector, when we created this portal, open source, and if I go, there are 1,068 projects that has been done in solar energy in various local colleges in different parts of country. Suppose for example, I will take one. It's done by some polytechnic guy in Mumbai, in automobile engineering, he used solar as a tool and done it. So the question was, this country, for example, like state of Gujarat, we have more than 20,000 professors, more than 500,000 students, but the value proposition in the innovation chain of this man is not that much of visible. We don't know what is core value and
No problem.
So should I keep it? Yes. So one of the major thing was we wanted to know who are the innovators in this country, placed in which part of this nation, and how they can really play a critical role not only for grassroots innovators but also in the advanced scientific frontiers where they can really work out. So I will just go through a brief presentation. Yeah. So theme of the session also is that how formal and informal sciences and innovations can be brought together, and how that innovation ecosystems can be done online. So yes, when we thought of to create such a portal, I show you the portal here, where you have put every innovation open source, every innovator anywhere in the world can access that. Of course, we are trying in multilingual nowadays because we felt that in China, the context of the innovations, translations have to be necessary. But we felt these are the few imperative facts that force us to back up on the engineering students, management students, professional students, to involve them in different part of value chain. And one of the bottom line of the exercise was India is producing 2.2 million technology graduates per year. And most of them are below 25-year-old, so they're quite fresh. And another bottom line that recently, 2010 government brought out is 50,000 software engineers in this country who just constitute around 0.05% of the Indian population, they contributed 10% of country's export. So if we generally assume that these are the young students who goes in non-technical, non-innovative jobs in various companies, if they could contribute 10% of this contribute 9.7 billion US dollar, I think there is a lot of latent potential that the students and the ecosystem is having, but how are you going to leverage that? So the fundamental question was, okay, if a professional institution is running 4-year program or 5-year program, even if you assume that 10 months in the 4 year, the students are putting efforts for solving some challenges of formal, informal sector or adding value to grassroots innovator, they constitute around 22 million human months per year. So the question was, using these 22 million human months of efforts, what much of value addition, what much of innovation, what much of linking to informal sciences we can do, and of course, linking to the challenges of the village sector, MSME, schools, civic systems, common property institutions, and also the benchmarking. So we will present 2 cases also at the end of the day. So some of the initiatives that we took initially in the pilot scale, mobilizing students, mobilizing youth, sending them to small clusters, every process. And also developing capacity and intellectual property right. So this was the theme that we started. This was the portal I showed you.
what should be the tool? So we thought of this could be three strategies which Professor Gupta told. Creativity is there because they're creating 10% of the expert, just 0.05% of the population. The grassroots innovator, the IP expert, the venture capitalist, everybody else. So these three C, I can say, creativity, compassion, collaboration, these are the fundamental point we do. And we experimented a pilot scale experiment in Gujarat that Professor Agrawal will take care in detail. How we created the innovation districts. This was the thing that we started initially. And one of the major target was how to document technically the challenges of grassroots and informal sector, because that was one of the key segment that we involved. And he will say how he created incentive systems in the university framework so that the more and more students will prefer to work on these challenges. One of the classic case in Karnataka, the Agriculture Manufacturing Association, they made a machine which they couldn't afford to design in their own doorstep. So they took care of the students' help together and they designed it. And few days back, they sold it in a Karnataka Technology Expo and they're selling it in 18,000 rupees. So starting from the ideation from that community, engaging students for improving community challenges. This was also the theme that how can even this ecosystem can help in solving community challenges together. Yes, if in this process of solving community challenges or maybe industrial challenges, social challenges, the how to solve these problems for the student innovation, are you going to involve them discretely? Are you going to involve them in an innovation methodology or whatsoever? So we thought of that maybe we have to create and collaborate to create a knowledge network, building upon the various stakeholders. Yes, so here it plays a critical role, as I told initially, design, law, engineering, pharmaceutical sciences, innovation, even management came into very handy when some students created solution to take it to market. So three things that we took very efficiently is, first of all, we try to network the hopes of the young people. Millions of people, they want to contribute something. Second thing is networking the minds. If you can connect together complementarily, they can develop new innovations. And finally, the networking of needs by industrial Soryatra, which we implemented in the summer vacation. One of the very fundamental thing that we saw in this process is many students, when they came together from different backgrounds, they come up with different multiple heuristic of solutions. So they back up on the Techpedia portal, which we showed you in the before, I searched and show you. So they back up on the mentors, students, and come together to solve these problems. So for a single challenge of fuel efficiency, when you try to solve it in Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Gujarat, they come out with different solutions with different efficiency and different mode. So I think this was one of the major things that we learned in the exercise is even the students are capable of developing multiple heuristics given a stage. Yes, this was the summer Soryatra that we do every year. And one thing that I told Professor Agrawal will tell about the incentive system that he could implement the policy. Also, we have an incentive system. We have a national award for these people. We call it as Gandhian Young Technology Innovation Award. This is the last time even the President DG CSIR and Dr. Mashilkar had come and appreciated the students. This is the award that we give. And these are the three categories for creating more from less, social relevant awards, and strategy innovation awards. Yes, sometimes we saw very significant things that even from schools, even from very less known colleges, and even from very brilliant colleges, we saw there is not much of difference in the intellectual capacity for solving challenges for the common people. Even this was the innovation which was designed in IIT Kanpur, and we found that given a chance, every student, every professor can contribute in the various segment of the value chain of the innovations. One of the major things that I showed you in the internet now is the mentoring network, because we found out that many times the innovators, the students get stuck up because they don't get a hand-holding at right time. So we have created a mentoring network they are having, and of course we are going to further leverage that. They will be having the challenges, they will be having students and mentors and volunteers from different background and different convents. One major thing that we also included in the exercise was we found out that even in Gujarat, we experimented in the first year of 2010-11, we found out that generally 60 to 75% of innovations are being repeated up to one extent, and nobody could take it from that extent to the final end, but again somebody comes and reinvent the wheel. So what we thought of, Professor Agrawal was kind enough to introduce a policy. We encourage the people to start the innovation where they have been left out. So people will not have a feeling that it is a old work. So we created an incentive system in the process so that more and more students, like this is a classic case. One of the innovation of black box was done in a polytechnic in Latur, and immediately that was taken after the initial work that they could do, it was taken by another college in Nagpur, and finally they are reaching to an extent of delivering a solution. Another major thing that we could introduce is something we found. This is the innovation we awarded last year in Gandhi Innovation in Pune. And similarly, while doing the innovation for the students and our ecosystem, we found out similar value-added innovation is happening in Vidyanagar in Gujarat. But the only thing is how you connect these people, how you connect their mentors, how you connect these innovators together, how you reduce the transaction cost of connecting even. That is also a very important factor. So connecting innovators laterally and vertically, sometimes in segments, particular segments, sometimes in different segments, is one of the another thing that came up as a spin-off in the exercise was, it is not that only one college or one teacher or one innovator come together. There is a lot of co-creation. For the classic case, the problem was scouted in Nagpur. The students started at Surat, then it was taken from another college nearby in Gujarat, and in 4 handholding process, finally the solution is now being testing. So here is the question that we learned in the process is, how can we create a handholding mechanism both online and offline in an open source manner so that the transaction cost and the time of developing the solutions or delivering to the grassroots level will reduce. So these are the few cases where we really have the clusters a lot. There will be a team will be presenting at the end. They significantly improve the efficiency of particular ceramic clusters in Gujarat. And I talked to the industry people yesterday. They told that we are developing a final solution. We are going to implement that. And I think this is a boon for us because we had anyhow spent a lot of money and could not have a solution. So I think this process of helping the people also helped us a lot. And this was the entire spin-off that I wanted to show you in the process. And as I showed you in the case of solar here, 1,800 projects, 1,800 faculties, more than 700 unique institutions, and more than 4,000 students who have done these solutions. But the question is, now when you design a policy in solar, when you design an ecosystem in solar innovation, do you know these are the backbones of our country? You don't know. Because there is no open source repository, there is no mechanism to know. So one of the major benefits is when you are going to make a policy in solar investments, even in the banking sector, whatsoever, you can bank upon these people's expertise and take it to IIM. So there is also a possibility, we have an open source platform here, the people can post it that I want to take this solution to the next level, they can take it out. So we have a facilitated process. So this was what I wanted to show you.